Shri Jayadev Galla.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak on this bill. Though the bill appears to be small, it has a lot of bearing on the banking sector, trade, and commerce. The objective of the bill is to give clarity on jurisdictional issues, to try cases under Section 138 of the Act of dishonored checks and increase the credibility of the check as a financial instrument. As Honorable Minister rightly said, that this is the result of a judgment of a 3-judge bench of the Supreme Court. It is also the right that the present bill proposes to amend Section 142 of the Negotiable Instruments Act and clearly states as to where a complaint should be filed. It proposes if check is delivered for collection to the account of payee, the jurisdiction lies in the area of the bank branch where payee maintains the account. Or if the payee presents a check to a bank in any other way, the jurisdiction lies in the area of the bank branch where the drawer maintains an account. This balances both in favor of the payee and the drawer of the check, and I welcome this, sir. Sir, as an institution, Parliament is mandated to make laws for the country, but the execution or implementation of the same is given to the executive. In the absence of a strict execution mechanism and monitoring by Parliament about execution, if not only through this legislation, but any legislation for that matter, we are not going to achieve the objectives mentioned in the bill. Coming to the bill, let me bring to the notice of the House the problems being faced by people in bringing the cases filed under this Act to a logical conclusion. According to the recent media reports, 30% of cases pending in various courts of the country are under the Negotiable Instruments Act and the Motor Vehicles Act. Secondly, it is disappointing to note that check bouncing cases are taking 3 to 5 years, just like a civil suit, for recovery of the money. If we have this kind of delay, the very objective of the bill is defeated. I agree that there are many factors such as non-availability of magistrates. Many courts still follow the archaic system of serving summons, which takes advantage of upper limit of 6 months in serving the summons. I suggest for consideration of the Honourable Minister that it should be mentioned in the bill itself that summons can be served through either email, fax, courier, or any other newer and quicker method of delivery. By using only the Postal Department for delivering the summons, there are many cases, and the Honourable Minister, who himself is a renowned lawyer, should be aware that in many cases the accused manages with the Postal Department and returns a summons, resulting in serving of summons for the second time. So the delay in cases starts right from day one. And sir, adjournments are granted liberally and no efforts are made to complete evidence and cross-examination on the same day. So I suggest for consideration of the Honourable Minister for providing a timeline in the bill itself that within the prescribed time, the case has to be disposed of. The next point I wish to make is the problems relating to electronic clearing service. Through this process, money is transferred from one account to another. But here also there are problems. I will give an example of India's leading bank, SBI. If you have a savings bank account in SBI, and if you have some 1 or 2 lakhs of money, what SBI will do is it will transfer your money automatically to another account called the multi-option deposit, which gives a little more interest when compared to the savings bank account. If there is any check presented or ECS is to be done, and if there is no balance in the account, SBI transfers the money from the MOD to the savings bank account and honors that check. But there are some complaints that SBI is dishonoring checks in spite of balance being in the MOD, sir. In such cases, the drawer is penalized for no fault of his. So I request the Honourable Minister also to look into such transactions and make the bank responsible, and it should be compensated to the customer. Finally, the bill says that the cases would be transferred to one court after this bill becomes an act. There are some objections to this. What will happen to the cases which are in the final stage? If such cases are transferred, the entire process will have to start again. So the Honourable Minister may consider that the victim be given the choice if he wants to transfer his pending case or just wish to continue it in the present court itself. With these observations, I conclude my speech, and I request the Honourable Minister to please consider my suggestions. Thank you, sir.